Nasta?
Ma'am, she's coming. अस्सलाम वालेकुम। चलिए आज आए हैं हम लाइव। तो देखिए मैम, डॉक्टर रोया रोज़ैटी मैम, आपको जो भी डाउट्स है यू कैन टॉक, एंड आप लोग जो भी है कमेंट्स में बोलिएगा। और लाइव चल रहा है या नहीं प्लीज़ बताइएगा ज़रूर। वाचिंग ओके। वालेकुम अस्सलाम नौशीन।
Very good morning to all. Good morning, Aisha.
गुड मॉर्निंग मैम।
Yeah, I'm sure that all of you would like to know a little bit about infertility. What is infertility? First of all, you must know the definition of infertility. Infertility is defined as inability to get conceived after 1 year of unprotected intercourse. It means if the couple get married and they have a regular relationship and intercourse and they have not used any type of a family planning, whether it is a tablet or IUCD or condom, and in spite of not using any contraception, the wife does not get conceived after 1 year, means 12 months, it is called infertility. There is another definition which is the WHO, the World Health Organization, has defined instead of 1 year, 2 years. Okay. Maybe you are interested why the cutoff point has been taken as 1 year and why not as 3 years and 4 years. The reason is the natural conception rate is about 25% per cycle. It means if we ask 100 couple which they are normal to have a meeting and have intercourse, only 25% per month will get conceived. It means every month another 25%, another 25%. So the cumulative rate, it will go to almost 87-86%, and in the end of the 12 months, which is in the end of the 1 year, approximately 12 to 15% of the wife and the woman will be left without any pregnancy. These 12 and 15%, it is called primary infertility. Okay. Where it will give us the guidelines and the permission to investigate the couple after 1 year of unprotected intercourse. Suppose a couple get married for 3 months and 4 months and they are not able to get conceived. We are not justified to start doing the testing and investigation. We are allowed and permitted as per the guidelines of the Royal College, as per the guidelines of the Indian Council of Medical Research and the FIGO Federation of the Obstetrician Gynecologists, to only start doing investigation after 1 year of unprotected intercourse. So this is a very important knowledge for all of you, our dear patients, that do not go and do not be basically in a hurry to go for any testing before 1 year of contraception. Give some time, 12 months at least minimum is required.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, Lubna Moin salam bol rahe aapko, and she's saying
Yes.
good to see you.
Yes.
Your old patient.
Yes, you also say my salam to her, and it's my pleasure to give this live video to all of you so that to add to your knowledge, which is important. So, of course, alhamdulillah, all of you now blessed by the grace and the blessing of Allah Ta'ala.
Ji, ma'am.
Yeah. Then also there are some another thing which is important for all of you to know. The first investigation which is to be done for any infertile couple is a semen analysis. You must know that because we are living in a male-dominated society, many times the husband say, no, it's nothing wrong with me. My wife should go for the testing. No, it's not, because the guidelines telling us that we have to do the semen analysis of the husband after 3 days of the unprotected intercourse, and that minimal the count is now 15 million per ml, which is almost 24% motility and 4% normal morphology. Sometimes the couple come to us with the having a count of 20 million and morphology of 20%, and they are very being harassed by some other doctor. Where no, it is normal. So I told you cutoff point 15 million, 24% motility, and also 4% normal morphology. So these are the basically normal criteria below which it is being called oligospermia.
Okay.
What about the investigation in wife? Investigation in wife, there are hormones which has to be evaluated and checked, and there is also a follicular study to establish the case of ovulation, whether she is ovulating regularly or no, and also is a tubal testing and a tubal assessment. With regards to the hormone, the primary hormone, which is the most important for the wife to do the testing, is a thyroid profile to be checked, and also serum prolactin. Again, the thyroid profile, TSH, is the most important. Of course, T3, T4 also very important. But TSH for a woman who is trying to get conceived should not be more than 2.8, 2.9. That is a maximum level, and if it is elevated more than that, then we need to seek for a endocrinologist. But at times, infertility specialist also is permitted to give L-troxin as per the TSH levels.
Okay,
Serum prolactin is the second hormone which has to be checked, and serum prolactin nanogram is 18 nanogram maximum, because if prolactin is elevated, that it interferes with the regular ovulation and also causes luteal phase deficiency, and also it causes a basically problem of the ovulatory dysfunction and anovulation. And therefore, it is very important to check the prolactin after the thyroid is checked. The secondary hormones are LH, FSH, AMH. FSH is basically to see the reserve of the ovary on the day 2 of the period has to be done, and AMH again to know the reserve of the ovary, and if the AMH is below 1.5 or 1, it means the ovarian reserve is limited, which this mostly happen if the woman age is more than 35 years or above. The next would be the tubal assessment. The tubal assessment depends on the age of the patient, depends on the duration of the marriage, depends on if she had any procedure before that, or if there is any history of the genital cox or anything. There are 3 types where conventionally we do it for the patient. The tubal testing, whether is a HSG, which is painful and it is being done as an outpatient. The second is a laparoscopy, which is involving basically admission, hospitalization, 5-6 hours, is a daycare surgery with involvement of the anesthesia. It has to be done under general anesthesia. And also is a hysterosonography with maybe biopsy has to be done. And these are, each one has got its pros and cons, which is basically, we are not going into the details of this because this is not a platform to be discussed all these details. These are all the lecture which we have to give for the doctors. But for you people, this much knowledge is enough so that you go as per this protocol. So what else you want me to talk today? You want me to talk about my first memory where I treated, and how the infertility services started in the city of Hyderabad, and I'm very happy. When I came from London, I remember in Astra Hospital, they brought a patient. She was from a very holy family in the old city, and this patient had a very thick file where she had seen top gynecologists of the city and more than 15 years married life. No, not 15 years, 18 years of married life.
Okay.
And she had not got conceived. I did not do anything. I just saw her file, and she was having a marginal hypothyroidism, and basically we planned to go for 1 cycle of IUI, and we did the IUI, and she got conceived.
MashaAllah.
And that is how they told me that my hands are shafa. And
Yes,
that boy is a medical student now.
Oh,
Muhammad.
mashallah,
His name is
mashallah.
Muhammad.
Your first patient.
No, my first success. Yeah, that was in Asra.
Even in our group, ma'am, so many persons are there, ma'am, your patients.
And he's very intelligent also, that boy. That's all. There are things which I need to mention.
Ma'am, there is a question.
Yes.
Uterus lining thickness can lead to infertility?
Very much, yes, of course. If the uterus,
सुनिए.
yes, if the uterine lining, the endometrial thickness is less than 5 mm, and also if they doesn't have a three lines, it should be basically 1, 2, 3 lines should be there. If these 3 lines are deficient and only single line is there, and if the thickness is less than 5 to 6 millimeter, so it is basically that causes infertility. And this can happen in patients who are having chronic anovulation, in patients who are reaching the menopause with their FSH more than 10. And the third category, it happened in a patient who is suffering from a chronic endometritis and chronic infection. In these 3 categories, the endometrium will be very thin and it doesn't have a 3-line structure.
Okay, ma'am.
It is not only the 3-line structure, it is also Doppler blood flow has to be done, where Doppler blood flow, it should show the presence of the vascularity. Okay. And it should show the presence of the blood flow in the endometrium. Otherwise, receptors will not get developed, and this causes repeated abortion and it causes repeated implantation failure.
Okay. Ma'am, in 35 years IUI success treatment, is it possible in 35 years IUI?
Yes, provided provided her tubes are okay, her hormones are okay, the egg quality, the follicle quality should be around 18 by 18 mm. She should respond, and a good HCG to be given. 14 mm is what? Follicle?
Yeah.
Follicle?
Yes, ma'am, it's follicle.
Follicle 14 mm not enough. It has to be at least 19 to 21 minimal size of the follicle.
Once come to MHRT, Ifat, inshallah you will get Shifa. Seriously, I'm saying within a 1 year you will be blessed with a baby.
Yeah. Say thanks to Lubna and thanks to all the viewers.
Thanks to Lubna and everyone.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shall we end, ma'am?
Yes, thank you.
चलिए माशाल्लाह ज़बरदस्त इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल गई ना आप लोगों को. इंशाल्लाह अगर जिसको भी जो भी प्रॉब्लम है भाई आइएगा MHRT 4 to 9 टाइम है. देखिए OP पेशेंट्स के लिए आपको माशाल्लाह मैम वहाँ पर अपने घर वालों की तरफ बेहतरीन ट्रीटमेंट करते. इंशाल्लाह आइएगा. जो भी डाउट है, अगर आप लोग ऑलरेडी ये सब सुन के आ रहे तो आप लोग बोलिएगा हम लोग यूट्यूब देख के आ रहे. और मेरे चैनल को प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, फ्लेवर्स ऑफ डेक्कन, और प्लीज़ गाइस थोड़ा सपोर्ट करिएगा. मैं भी ग्रो हो जाता हूँ. इंशाल्लाह आप लोगों के लिए और भी न्यू वीडियोस लेके आऊँगा. डॉक्टर रोया रोज़ेटी मैम, थैंक यू सो मच मैम, आप इतना टाइम देते हैं मौको एंड एवरीथिंग. चलिए इंशाल्लाह मिलते हैं एक न्यू टॉपिक के साथ फिर कभी. चलिए अल्लाह हाफिज़. अल्लाह हाफिज़ लुबना. चलिए एंड करते हैं अपन.